up, ladies and fellas? Welcome to the episode, and I think it's been a little while since we've done one of these like rules updates. This is more of like just establishing something that should be obvious at this point, but we still haven't been going with it. But this should be very brief, and just going forward, like archetypes support the whole archetype, because we had a discussion for related to this episode actually. We don't know yet if, or I don't know yet if Jeexx ends up going with the thing that it would affect though. But we had a issue where like an archetype clearly is tied to, actually wait, I can just say it because I don't even know if he's gonna be playing it or not. But we were talking about like obviously us having access to Stardust in this set, but now is Quasar in the set, because there's nothing directly pointing to Quasar, but Quasar obviously being like a part of the Stardust line. And in the, like, we also had this discussion a little bit ago with whites, with them being like obviously all one word, like white stuff, like white mare. Actually I have this stuff up here. Yeah, you have like white baking, white lord, white mare. And with our current rulings, this would not apply for the archetype, but this just makes things easier for us going forward. Like if you have like stuff like the resonators in the set, then obviously you have the whole like RDA line, and Stardust and Quasar obviously give each other, like Galaxy and Photon go together. Like it just makes sense for us to have this be a thing, but just wanted to establish it here. Like now we've properly put it in the rules as well. So going forward, our archetypal support actually gives us the full archetype. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the episode. It'll be interesting for you and me both to see if Jeexx ends up actually playing Quasar in this set. So let's go find out together if Jeexx can summon Quasar. So enjoy the episode. Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode, we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. What is up, ladies and fellas, and welcome back to Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, and this time it's premium gold time. I think that there have been a few gold sets before this that we chose to skip because they didn't really have a lot of new cards, not really anything interesting, but but Return to Bling is the first one that actually adds new cards into the TCG and also has a lot of like just cool strategies going on. So we decided that going forward from this point onward, we'll do the few premium gold sets that we have. It also works just like, it works kind of like almost like a draft set. The monsters themselves, not really, but if you look at the spell trap lineup, like it's just a straight up lineup of bangers. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, this will be weird because there'll be a lot of stuff that we've seen before, but that I don't remember. So we'll just quickly go through it, highlight some stuff that I definitely know new. Like Blackwing is one of the archetypes that gets actually new stuff here, because it's just an additional Blackwing card that you can spell summon from your hand if you have another Blackwing. And what's nice about it is also if you need to normal summon it with 1900 attack, it does a lot for Black Whirlwind. Mascara Anki also here, as well as some new really good synchros for Blackwings in Hogjo and Nothung. Galaxy of Dark Matter Dragon also debuts in this set. Well, we don't really, for now, like have a way to actually make good use of it yet, but it's there. Santa Claus, they're as like the early kaiju. Neosalis is here if Jeexx wants to play Gemini Spark or Hero Gemini stuff. Once again, Dandelion, obviously banger. Globpop, they're a banger as well. Like a lot of like really good ways of modulating your levels and really easily like going for specific synchro plays. Mathematician there, if you are not really using your normal summon, that's obviously a really good one. Core Guardian here, Level Chain, Shark. We all just have like overall like good generic stuff for the extra deck. And then like I was talking about the spell trap lineup, like we have Raikiki, we have Book of Moon, Foolish Burial, Judges of the Light Brigade, we have Pots in here as well. We have rank ups, Sylvan Charity obviously giving us access to Graceful Charity, Ring of Destruction even there, like stuff like Compulse, Karmakant, we have the Solemns, we have Trap Holes, Crash Card even there, slightly not as good. Smashing Ground, probably sorry, probably not good enough anymore, especially like in a set like this. We even have Gores here where we have like just so many good ones. Darkhold there, even Call of the Haunted, Starlight Road even. Like I feel like the big highlight for the set is definitely in the back row, which is just like a bunch of really good spell traps that can be basically thrown into most decks. So we definitely need to be scared of each other's spell trap lineups. But I'm really looking forward to this set actually, because I think this set is really cool. Like I said, like having almost being like a draft equivalent of a draft set, at least when it comes to spell trap lineup. I feel like if it's not archetypal spell traps, we these days like really rarely actually have good spell traps in most sets. So kind of a breath of fresh air to do stuff like this, and obviously like having access to Pot of Greed and a Graceful Charity in the same episode is insane. So it'll be interesting to see what degenerate stuff we can come up with that. So that's the set breakdown though. Pretty brief this time, which I'm happy about. I'll try to keep these brief. So hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you in the deck building section next. Sorry, I don't know why my brain is all jumbled today. My bad.
Okay, so here we have Premium Gold Return of the Bling, I think it's called. Yeah, maybe double check that before actually starting the recording, dumbass. But you know, Premium Gold Return of the Bling is, I think, the 6th or 7th Gold series. I think it's the 7th. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not gonna double check that one. I think it's either the 6th or 7th. It's a good reprint set. It brings over a lot of OCG imports that we didn't have up to this point. Same with the next set that we have. There's a bunch of sets that like had cards that the OCG had for quite a long time already in the like Zexal era, but that we didn't end up getting until like already being in Arc V. And for example, some of these cards include things like Tristan, Knight of the Underworld. I think Tristan was released like fairly early in comparison to us. There's also Isolde, which is in this set. Not that Isolde, but this Isolde. Bell of the Underworld. Double checking when this was released in the OCG. Yeah, it was released like a year before this. Not quite, like 4 months before this. So it was still playable like during well, actually no. Duelist Alliance is, I'm pretty sure, already 2014. Not 100% sure, but that doesn't matter. The timeline doesn't really matter. The point is, this is an import set and a reprint set. It has a lot of really good reprints. It has a lot of really good erratas, stuff like Ring of Destruction. I think it's which is in here. I think Sangan is in here, and then we also have a bunch of really like generically good reprints like Solemn Judgment. I think Warning or Judgment is in the set. But yeah, Dandelion is also in this set, and as you probably know, being able to produce tokens for free is pretty fucking good. So Dandelion, if this card is into the graveyard, special summon 2 fluff tokens, which are Plant and Wind, level 1, and these tokens can be tributed for tribute summon during the turn they are special summoned. So yeah, this thing is basically gonna end up being the core of this entire deck. Like, as you can probably tell, if any of you have played Yu-Gi-Oh for long enough, this is a Plants deck. We're playing Plants, ladies and gentlemen, or at least an approximation of Plant Synchro. Debris Dragon, when this card is normal summon, you can target one monster with 500 or less attack in your graveyard and special summon that target in attack position, but negate its effects. Cannot be used as synchro material, cannot be, except for the synchro summon of a dragon monster. The other material cannot be level 4, so it means that you cannot make Stardust by summoning a level 4 monster. You have to summon like a 3 or a 2 or a 1 or something and just make any dragon you can. Glow Bulb, if this card is in your graveyard, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and if you do special summon this card, you can only use this effective Glow Bulb once per duel. Level 1 tuner can use itself multiple times, or at least just once for free practically, while also possibly setting a place for you. It's pretty fucking good. It's like banned and shit, you know? Don't know if I have to like elaborate on that. Junk Synchron, summon, when this normal summon, you can summon a level 2 or lower from your graveyard and negate its effects. Mathematician. Foolish Burial on legs and a level. When this card is normal summon, you can send one level 4 or lower monster from your deck to the graveyard. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can draw one card. So, you start your turn. You have Mathematician, Quick Draw, Synchron, and something else in your hand. Let's say you go Quick Draw, you discard a Dandelion that you happen to have in hand, you summon Quick Draw, you summon 2 tokens, then you can normal summon fucking Mathematician, and you can mill anything. You can mill Glow Bulb, you can mill Level Eater, you can mill basically anything that could be like useful for you in that board state. And that is pretty fucking strong. Like, this thing already having a level means that if you happen to somehow be able to get multiple mills, I can't think of anything else that you would probably be able to use to enable that. But like, considering that you just need 3 cards in hand, if it not, well, even less than 3 cards, you can have basically any card in hand for Quick Draw, Synchron to mill and send, and then you can summon Mathematician, mill, Dandelion. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm explaining lines of play when I don't think that's really necessary here. Mathematician basically enables you to have a body tied to your Foolish Burial, on top of having multiple copies of Foolish Burial in the deck already now. Like, essentially, if I still cut 2 copies of Foolish Burial, I would still have 4 copies of Foolish Burial thanks to Mathematician. And I think that makes this deck a lot better in this closed format that we have than it would be normally. Naturia Cherries, if this card is sent to the graveyard from your field to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you can special summon 2 Naturia Cherries from your deck in face down defense position. So basically, your opponent, you set this card turn 1, your opponent rams into it, your opponent kills it, you summon 2 cherries in face down defense, you go to your turn, you mill a Dandelion, you make 2 Formula Synchrons, you draw 2. Bada bing, bada boom. Plagues for the Zombie. If this card is in graveyard, you can place 1 card from your hand at the top of your deck and special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Quick Draw Synchron. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard. For Synchro Summon, you can substitute this card for any 1 Synchron Tuner. Cannot be used as Synchro material except for the Synchro Summon of a monster that lists a Synchron Tuner as a material. So we have Drill Warrior in the side deck for that, and we have Junk Gardener and Junk Archer in the main deck for them. Rose Lover. You can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon 1 plant monster from your hand. And if you do, it is unaffected by opponent's trap cards this turn. So this card is in here so I can Mathematician, dump Rose Lover, banish Rose Lover, special Dandelion, Synchro off Dandelion, get 2 tokens, Synchro off tokens and Mathematician to get something. And hopefully get plays out of that. Because I ran into a consistent issue until the very last iteration of this deck, where I added Tristan in here, where I could not get into my quote-unquote win con, my like actual main monster in the deck. 2 copies of Raikou for just like if I happen to go first and I don't have any plays, I set Raikou, I pass. Synchron Explorer. When this card is normal summon, you can target 1 Synchron monster in your graveyard and negate, special summon it, negate its effects. Tristan. When this card is normal summon, you can target 1 zombie monster with 0 defense in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Gains 300 attack for each if you control another zombie monster. Unfortunately, Plague Spreader happens to not be a level 0 defense 0 zombie monster for some fucking reason. So it doesn't really work. But oh well. Unknown Synchron. If your opponent controls a monster, if only your opponent controls a monster, you can spell summon this card from your hand. And you can only use this effect once per duel. Charge with Library Gate, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, add 1 level 4 or lower Light Swarm monster from your deck to your hand. Raikou, obviously. Foolish Burial, send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard. Again, we have so many cards that'll want to be in the graveyard and benefit from being in the graveyard that we are just playing as many ways of pinpoint sending them to the graveyard as possible. Because essentially 3 copies of Foolish Burial is 3 copies of Dandelion in the graveyard. It's 6 tokens. It's 6 level 1 tokens on board. Crazy shit. Graceful Charity, because we have Sylvan Charity, Pot of Duality, so we have Pot of Greed, Raigeki. Raigeki is a reprint in the set, and as you can probably tell, I'm only playing one copy because I'm hoping to go first. And if I don't go first, I'll side into multiple copies of Raigeki and Solemn, side out of my Solemns and whatnot. Sylvan Charity doesn't do anything in this. Tuning, add one Synchron tuner from your deck to your hand, and then send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Really, really strong card with like Quick Draw and Unknown Synchron and Junk Synchron. Going second is really strong. Like legitimately, going second is super strong because of this, I'd say. Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, Starlight Road, Zephyros. So we have Zephyros in here, and Zephyros comes from Milton. It has the effect of return a face-up card I control with the hand and special summon it and take 400 damage once per duel effect. Again, I can use this for Synchro plays. We have Gorse in the side deck. Finally, we're going to play Gorse again. We've been running into the issue of never having cards that have darkness in their name for the longest time, and now we just keep getting more and more and more and more. I'm actually wondering now, wait. Was Gorse in the set itself? I'm gonna double check this, because I'm pretty sure Gorse is also in the set itself. Yes, Gorse is in the set itself. Yeah, I was thinking for a moment that, wait, I was supposed to have Allure and Darkness in here, but no. Gorse is in the set itself. Maybe Armades as a level 5. Black Rose, a Moonlight Dragon, which is also, like, Rose Lover also enables us having Black Rose, but I'm pretty sure Black Rose Dragon is in this set. No, it's not, actually. Yeah, okay. So Rose Lover also enables that, I kind of forgot. I forgot to mention that. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon is a different version of Black Rose Dragon, however, which has the effect of if this card is Spell Summon, or a level 5 or higher monster is Spell Summon to your opponent's side of the field, target one Spell Summon monster your opponent controls and return that target to the hand. This is not optional. Has to activate. Drill Warrior. I'm playing Junk Gardener instead of Drill Warrior in the actual deck because of the fact that I think the effects to disrupt my opponent's spell positions and like twice possibly in a turn is really strong. Because if I quick effect, I turn a card to attack or turn a card to defense to prevent my opponent from attacking, and then also use Formula Synchron during battle phase to turn another card to defense. I think this card can be really good. I think this is real versatile. Drill Warrior, once per turn during your main phase, you can have it attack, and it can attack directly. And once per turn, you can discard a card, and if you do banish this card, and next standby phase, during your next standby phase, it comes back, and you can add a card from your graveyard to that. Second copy of Stardust, Book of Moon, 2 copies of Raigeki, Tuning, Solemn Judgment. Most of these cards are here for like going second. Gorse isn't exactly here for going second. It's like for game 3 if I happen to win the first game and I lose the second game. Like I'm gonna go game 3. I'm gonna put Gorse in the deck so that I can make sure that I set up my board in a way where I don't end up having to not be able to get Gorse out. Because as you probably already know, when you take damage from a card in your opponent's possession, you can spell summon this card from your hand. You must control no cards to activate this and to resolve this effect. So you cannot have spell trap set. This is important, and that's why I'm probably not going to be able to get this off. But yeah. And then we have Armades, Keep at the Boundaries, Black Rose Dragon, pop everything when on a Synchro Summon. We have Formal Synchrons in here, so this is really potent, especially because like it's really easy to get like a level 7 out. Like, legitimately, it's so brain dead easy. And then we have Blackwing, Nothung the Starlight. If this card is Special Summon, inflict 800 damage to your opponent, and then one face-up monster your opponent controls loses 800 attack and defense. You can only use this effect of Nothung the Starlight once per turn. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Blackwing monster in addition to your normal summon or set. And this is a really good card. Like, legitimately, a level 6 Synchro that burns and reduces attack from one card, that's kind of whatever, but that's like a bonus. You would probably still be playing this card just to have an additional normal summon for Blackwings. Like, this thing is gonna go ham. Like, let's say you have a single Black Whirlwind setup, you just get 2 searches off of a Black Whirlwind in a turn. Because I'm pretty sure Black Whirlwind isn't once per turn. Right? It's per normal summon, which essentially is once per turn. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this thing is fucking bonkers. Formula Synchron, when this card is Synchro Summon, draw 1 card. Once per trade during your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect immediately after this effect resolves, Synchro Summon using this card you control. Junk Archer, and you can target 1 monster your opponent controls once per turn, then banish monster. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish it. The banished monster returns to the opponent's side of the field during the end phase of this turn. So, basically, just summon this out, banish a difficult to deal with monster, and then swing for game, for example. Junk Garden, as I said, changes battle position on a quick effect, and also when it's used for sent to the graveyard, you can select another monster on the field and change its battle position. So you can easily use this effect for changing battle positions during combat, for example. It's important this is an if and not a when, because if it was a when, it would miss timing, and luckily enough, it is not when. We have Naturia Beast specifically, so I have access to chariots from here, because I don't think there is there is a line of play that can end up with me getting a Naturia Beast out on board, but it is so unlikely to happen. It's like I have Synchron Explorer out. Actually, no, I don't think there. No. Rose Lover, Synchron Explorer, and oh wait. I don't think I can summon it. I was thinking at one point, yeah, I'd probably have like a line of play for that, but no. Rose Lover, Mathematician, and Global result in a Naturia Beast, but that's so unlikely to happen. It's never happening, basically. And then we have Stardust Dragon, Shooting Star Dragon, one tuner Synchro monster, so Formula Synchron, and a Stardust Dragon. Once per turn, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck and shuffle them back in. Also, this card's maximum number of attacks per battle phase this turn equals the number of tuner monsters excavated. Once per turn, when a card or effect that is activated that would destroy cards on the field, you're going to get the activation. And if you do, destroy it. Once per turn, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can target the attacking monster and banish this card, and if you do, negate that attack. During the next end phase, special summon this card banished by this effect. Shooting Quasar Dragon. One tuner Synchro monster, and 2 or more non-tuner Synchro monsters. Must be a Synchro summon. It cannot be spell summoned by any other means. This card's maximum number of attacks per battle phase equals the number of non-tuner monsters used as its Synchro material. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. When this card leaves the field, you can special summon one Shooting Star Dragon from your extra deck. That's a boss monster. That's like the definition of a boss monster circa 2012. It's got a single Omni negate, it's got 4,000 body, it's difficult to summon, but it wins the game. And that's what we're going for, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the end goal is of this deck. Now you might be wondering to yourself, but good sir, how are you intending to summon a Shooting Quasar Dragon? You only have one level 5 in your entire extra deck. Well, the dear viewer who is probably actually like completely aware of what I'm going to talk about next, we have Underworld Fighter Balmung as a level 4 Synchro option. And it's a generic warrior Synchro. Has the effect of if this card is destroyed by battle card effect, is sent to the graveyard, you can target one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. Except this card. So basically, we summon Balmung using tokens and everything else from like Dandelion. The goal is to get into a 4, and the goal is to have quick draw go into a Junk Gardener, and then the goal is to have a Formula Synchron on top of those two, and bada bing bada boom, we hope it's very cool, very smooth. I was kind of agonizing over getting to this because I realized I can't possibly get level 5s consistently, because I'm ran into the issue of I can't make quick draw into a 5. It's impossible because I don't have level leader. I can't make level leader. I can't get a level leader from anything, which led to a situation where I had to improvise a lot. And that's why I put Rose Lover in here originally, but then I also realized, Rose Lover also gives me access to Black Rose and Moonlight, so that's pretty good to begin with. And then later, I noticed that we have Knight of the Underworld in here, and when I was just going through all the names in the set, I was like, Underworld. And then there he was. He was sitting there. One of my favorite cards in the entire game. Like, boom. And I get to play him. And he gets to be a part of my main combo. Very excited for this match. But yeah, that about does it. Good luck with the games.
And guys and gals, welcome back. And yep, you're seeing it correctly. We are playing 54 cards. I felt like being a degenerate, and honestly, when we go through the deck, like, you'll see why I figured like it's fine to be a degenerate. Also, most of our stuff is old, so this should be, honestly, this might be, even though we're playing 54 cards, this might be the fastest deck breakdown that we've ever done, because I don't want to talk about repeat cards. So let's get right to it. And first and foremost, let me just explain why I'm playing 54 cards. There were so many cards that I just felt like playing, felt like these could be good. And if you look at our deck, we have a draw card. This one doesn't count, but we have a draw card. Stuff that gets us stuff from the deck. Draw 2, draw 3, draw 2. We literally have 10 cards that draw us. That +1 us, like Graceful Charity even being a +2 essentially for us. And it's just like, we should not have consistency issues. And for once, I've actually done test hands. I did like, I want to say 10 or 11 test hands, just because I wanted to make sure, like, we have a lot of draw, but still 54 cards is 54 cards. So I wanted to make sure that our hands are consistent. And I literally had a single dud hand in all of those. And every other time, like, we were going at least 7 deep on our turn 1 into our deck. So the deck should be very consistent. So yeah, it shouldn't be too bad with 54 cards. But let's start by establishing we're indeed playing Blackwings. It's been a little while. I felt like the introduction of Nothing and Hawkjaw, as well as having access to Dad, thanks to Dark Hole, and Allure of Darkness, thanks to Gorse in this set, is really, really neat. So, starting us off, we have Chris, the Crack of Dawn. I talked about it a little bit in the set breakdown, but it's just one of these extenders where you can special summon it if you control another a Blackwing of a different name. And then it's also a good normal summon thanks to the stat line. Once per protects yourself by being destroyed by spell trap effects once per turn. Doesn't really matter. It's morely the stat line and being able to just spell summon it out, which is neat. Obviously, we're running 3 Gale. You already know what Gale does. We have 1 Gorse here. Being able to finally play Gorse, pretty neat. Gorse is a very cool card. I feel like every time I forget you must control no cards part about it. So touch wood, hopefully I don't forget it this time. But obviously, like, being able to just summon tokens, summon it out onto the field, pretty neat. Just versus a neat beat stick. We got 2 Raigeki, a third one in the side here, which we're probably setting for Dark Hole. We're just running Dark Hole so we get access to Dad. So these are just here if we need to nuke the field, but most of the time, like, I'm not sure what Jeexx is going to be playing. He asked me a question concerning something, which, if you watch the intro about like Quasar and Stardust and those now being a established archetype, and obviously they are already a part of an archetype, but because of our like word rulings in the series, it was a little bit wonky. Now it's much easier to understand. So if he ends up going like a planned Quasar build, then obviously like he's also gonna have really strong boards, but still, like, I would just rather have Raigeki than Dark Hole. If we want to get rid of our own stuff, we can hopefully do it in other ways than Dark Hole. Obviously, Dark can Lights are great for Dad, but I feel like that's too niche of an interaction to play it over stuff like Raigeki. 3 Big Up Moon, obviously, very good. Can be used on our opponent's turn as well. MST here, like I've established, we have access to Solemns, like we have stuff like Compulse. Like there's a lot of good back row in the set, so I just want to be able to pop it. Pot of Duality here, like obviously not very good on Blackwings, but gives us access to 3 Pot of Greed. So running 1 Pot of Duality to be able to run 3 Pot of Greed, I think is pretty good. Same thing here, Sylvan Charity, a complete break. We never want to use this, but it gives us access to Graceful Charity, which obviously one of the single most powerful cards ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! So 2 Call of the Haunted. I rather would run 1, but at this point, as you can see, like this is a clean 27-27. So I genuinely don't know what I would take away from like my lineup, because I really like my ratios for the post legacy rule stuff. So that's why we're running 2, just to have the additional slot for this. I was also like considering maybe running a second Karma Cut, but we have a decent amount of removal already, so I figured I'd rather put them in the side deck instead. So Compulse, just because it's really flexible, deals with basically anything. Solemn Warning, really good, like works on we can stop monster Someone put this. Solemn Judgment, 1 copy here. I'll cover it because it obviously does the same thing but better, but cost you more. 2 more in the side. Once again, like probably siding into these rather than some solid warnings. But we just need the slots for the legacy stuff. And that is the stuff from the set. And then with legacy support, we have brought 2 Blizzard, gives us a level 2 tutor, and also give us a good normal summon to go into either a level 5 or level 6 Synchro, if we have something in the grave. Or is it a Squall? You can extend with it. It's a level 1 tutor, helps us modulate our levels and go into specific Synchros that we need, and especially like something like Silverwind the Ascendant. 3 Bora, just a simple extender. Zephyros there, obviously very good to pitch with Graceful Charity. It gives us just an additional level 4. Shura, one of our better normal summons for Black Whirlwind, gives us stuff from the deck if it deals battle damage. Kalu is just there to give us a hand trap to win some combat scenarios. Dad, second Dad as well in the side deck. Obviously we're playing Blackwing. We actually have a decent way to modulate our grave with stuff like Graceful Charities, stuff like Zephyros, even like stuff like Blizzard. So Dad works really well in the deck. 3 Blackwing Whirlwind lets us get stuff straight from the deck, which is obviously very good. You can activate multiple of these and activate multiple in the same turn, which is obviously very good. Basically only playing darks, actually not even basically, literally everything except 2 of our extra deck monsters are darks, so a Layer of Darkness should be online almost always. 3 Graceful Charity, because it's just insanely good. Let's modulate our grave, draw 3. Insane. Pot of Greed. I shouldn't explain why it's good. I have to explain why it's good. Solemn Judgment there as well. And for this side, second copy of Gore, second copy of Dad. We also have like Sirocco the Dawn here as like potentially a good normal for Black Whirlwind, but I don't really like it. And especially now when we have access to Chris, I don't think it's worth it because we'd rather just have Chris. So that's why it's only 1 and in the side. Steam the Cloak can't special summon itself, but I mean, it's can from the grave, but and this can also like modulate our grave a little bit if we have the token, obviously, and it also lets us go into further Synchro plays, but it's a little bit wonky to use, and we already are running 6 tuners, right? Yeah, we already have 6 tuners, and our monster count actually isn't that crazy for a Blackwing deck, so that's why I'm a little bit thinking about it. And then kind of for the same reason, like we have value in the side. Probably we'll side into this like later because we have so many ways to get stuff in the grave with stuff like Graceful, for example. And value pitch of Graceful is really good. So then we can use it to Synchro summon from the grave. Like I said, then we have 3rd copy of Raikiki. Foolish Burial is there to pitch stuff like value or Zephyros, or just modulate for Dad. 2 more Pot of Duality if we really feel like we need more draw power, but like I said, like from my testing, like the deck seems really consistent, so it should be fine with that. More copies of Karma Cut, more copies of Solemn Judgment, and a single Delta Crow anti-reverse if Jeexx is going really heavy on the back row. As for the extra deck, we have a single Silverwind the Ascendant, obviously very awkward to summon being a level 8, but it needs 3 different Blackwings, so ours is kind of our only way to realistically get it, so that's why we're only running 1, but it protects our stuff, gets us pops, so it's still very good. Obsidian Hawk Joe, 2 copies. This is a new one which protects itself by being able to target other Blackwings instead of Joe getting targeted, and then you can once per turn summon high level Wingbeak monster from your grave, which is very good. So it's just good, but you don't want to max out on it because obviously if you don't have stuff it can summon from the grave, it doesn't do anything. Armor Master is here. It's also a 7. Like we've seen Armor Master plenty of times. It's usually the best thing to go early on since we're still not unfortunate to have access to full armor master, but it's still good being able to be battle immune. Nothing the Starlight, a level 6, gives us an additional normal summon of a Blackwing and gives us a little bit of burn damage and has kind of like a tiny Gale effect. Nothing just has 3 like decent effects, and it's obviously level 6, so it's competing with Blackwing Armwing, which for the time is not very good anymore. It's just here to have an additional 6 if we need it. 5, we're not often going into, because it's basically only Orochi with the level 4 or Blizzard Summon Kalut, which isn't happening too much. So it's just there to give us a little bit of extension with our Blackwings. Maybe go into Xyz's place, but you can't even Synchro climb with it because it can summon tuners. It needs to be non-tuners, so that's why Gram is not great, but it's there to maybe extend our board potentially and just give it as access to a level 5. And then I just 3 and 3 that decent toolboxy rank 4s in Shark, Black Ship of Corn, and Giant Hand. We have negation, we have like monster jacking, and we have some non-destruction removal. It was still 11 minutes, although like 80% of these cards we've already seen, but obviously there were a lot of them to talk about. But like I said, I'm pretty excited to play Blackwing again, and this set is really cool. So looking forward to the games and seeing if Jeexx is actually going for the Quasar play, or if he ended up going for something else. Should be cool, and I will see y'all in the deck building section. Nah, deck building. Bro, my brain is not working today. I'm sorry. I woke up, then I ate some breakfast, I recorded this, and now I'm in my gym fit because I'm about to go to the gym. But apparently I should have maybe done this after gym, so I wouldn't have been going through it or something when it comes to my brain function. So sorry about that. I will see y'all in the dueling zone next. So thank you for watching the deck breakdowns. Hopefully you enjoyed, and catch you there. Bro, my segues were so weird this episode. What the hell, man? What is up, ladies and lads, and welcome back to the Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey. And today we are blinging out with Premium Gold Return of the Bling. I think that's what that. Yes, that was the name of the sets. It was. There have been a few Premium Golds. Actually, wait, 1 or 2 before this. I can't remember.
I think 2, maybe 3. I think 2 sounds more like realistic. I think there's Haunted Mine and then Premium Bling, Premium Gold, but I'm not 100% sure if there was one between those 2. Actually, we skipped 1, so there's been 3. There's been 3, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, mostly it was that the previous ones were not very interesting when it came to the cards in them, but like going forward, the few Premium Golds that we actually get, they actually have new and pretty cool stuff in them, and so we decided that we would actually play through them, and they're probably going to be pretty fun episodes.
There's been like 6 Gold Series. That's
interesting. Yeah. But regardless, I do remember us going through like, okay, wait, should we retroactively play through this? And we just looked at the stuff that was before this, and it was not very interesting. So we're gonna play the ones that we have now remaining after Return of the Bling, because they work like really well as the deck building sets. And I see you're not running a 40 card deck either, my gamer, but at least you're like somewhat reasonable with it instead of my good old 54 cards.
I mean, to be fair, the reason why I'm running this is kind of like, because we have so many of these in this, Pot of Greed, draw 2 cards.
Yeah,
everybody loves this card, right?
We can draw really cool. A decent amount of cards probably in this episode, but I will say that I did quite a few opening hands just to see, like, okay, because 54 cards is a lot, so I don't know how the consistency is, and out of the probably dozen that I did, the hand that I'm looking at right now is definitely one of, if not the single worst. So I'm not I don't like that too much.
We're even in that regard. Awesome. I would like to discard Dandelion to special summon out a Quick Draw Synchron and summon out 2 tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to use the Quick Draw Synchron on one of the tokens to make a Junk Gardna in defense position. And then I would like to normal summon out a Mathematician in attack position, and I would like to dump from my deck to the graveyard a level 1 to 4 or lower monster, and I would like to send a Glow Up Bulb, and then I would like to activate the effect of Glow Up Bulb to mill a card from the top of my deck, which happens to be Raikou, to special summon Glow Up Bulb, and then I would like to use both of these. for Formula Synchron. Maybe it's everybody's favorite. I draw 1 card. And I would like to activate from my hand Pot of Greaves to draw 2 cards. Then I would like to activate from my hand Charge of the Light Brigade to mill 3 cards. And then I would like to search my deck for a copy of Raiko. And then I would like to activate from my hand Graceful Charity to draw 3 cards. And then I would like to send to the graveyard my Sylvan Charity and my Raiko the Lightsworn Hunter.
You sure you don't want to use the Sylvan Charity instead? Yeah.
No, I think I'm fine.
All right.
And then I would like to
just checking.
Foolish Burial. And I would like to send to the graveyard Plague Spreader Zombie. Yeah, and then I would like to. Oh, we got the line. I would like to put to the top of my deck a card from my hand to special summon out Plague Spreader Zombie.
Yep.
And then I would like to cry myself to sleep because there is one massive issue with this, actually.
Oh, yeah, wait, Gardner is a 6 and not a 5.
Oh, that is.
This
is like the rare. So there is one situation where this plays out like
Foolish
the way
Burial
that it is
and
right
level
now.
leader?
Now, see, that is a card that I was like, I really want this card. I really want this card in my deck, but I could not get it no matter what I did. It was practically impossible.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate in this case. But what can you truly do? I would like to banish the Plague Spreader and use the Mathematician material to summon out a...
We don't have Librarian, which is thank fuck for that.
Yeah, I would like to summon out
Next
Armades,
best thing,
Keeper of the Boundaries.
Armades.
Yes, it's a level 5. And then I would like to pass it over to you.
All right. Well, that back row could be literally anything because we have a Solemns, we have a Compulses, we have a lot of stuff. I think there was even like
just decided.
Cut. Yeah.
I decided it's not worth like thinking about the back row that is being played.
It's like
because
just,
it's like there's too much.
It is what it is. Well, I do have a draw card of my own. So
Okay.
if you'd allow me, I would like to draw 2 with Allure of Darkness and yeah, that's bad. That's very bad. Ooh, this hand is
unfortunate.
Very bad. Yeah, fuck me, man. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna... God. I'm gonna... She...
Brawl.
Oh, let's go Black Whirlwind.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, with that, we don't have a great option, but I will normal Gale.
Yep.
That okay?
That is okay.
Okay. It's normal summoned. We get to add something to our hand. Unfortunately, I still think it's gotta be... Actually... Oh, yeah. Orochi?
Yep.
Then I would like to use the effect of Gale on... It doesn't really matter.
Nope.
I'm gonna use it for whatever. I guess we'll do it on Armades.
Yep, the Armades is now at 1,150. Yep.
And sure, let's attempt to swing over.
Activating the effect of Junk Gardener. Once per turn, you can select one monster your opponent controls and change its battle position.
Yep.
This effect can be activated during either player's turn.
Yep. So
And I
this
would
will
like
go
to
to defense.
Yes.
This is why I was like, I don't think it matters. Then we'll just gonna set a couple of cards and back to you, gamer.
You know what? In your main phase 2, I would like to synchro off Formula Synchron, and Armades Keeper of the Boundaries
Sure.
for Black Rose Dragon.
Do I want to?
You set these cards this turn.
Yeah, I just.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That is fine.
That's why I was using it, because I was like, no. That I ain't letting you keep anything on board.
It just let's just say that quick effect spells can be activated from my hand during my main too. So that's what I was thinking. But I think I'm fine with that. Glow bulb is used.
Yes, glow bulb is gone. It is quite unfortunate, but I cannot help it. Let's see. Let me. I can make a 5. I can make a gazillion. I can make. Can I do the play here? Can normal summon that? No, I don't think I can do it this turn. Can I? Gonna be no, it's not gonna be enough.
You could have negated your own Black Rose and got an Starlight.
And then I could have got Starlight Road and lost 2 cards. Yeah, okay, that would have been crazy.
But you would have gotten Stardust and then make a level 2 Synchro, go into Quasar. Are there even level 2 Synchros that are not tuners? Because I'll be honest, I literally don't know a single level 2 Synchro apart from Formula. And
I think there is one that is like level 2 or level 3, but I'm not 100% sure. Well,
my dumb ass was about to say, like, when are they making a level 1 Synchro? That was like, oh yeah, you know what?
There is one, if I remember correctly. Ursatic has one, I think.
That's funny.
It's because they subtract levels for Synchro instead of adding.
Oh, that's cool, actually.
Yeah, it's a really cool mechanic overall. This is actually kind of a really annoying situation because I
would like to point out, by the way, that Jeexx went through half of his entire main deck.
Plants, baby! Well, this isn't even plants. This is pot of greed, pot of greed, integrational charity.
You've heard of plant synchro. Now get ready for pot of greed synchro.
Love my out.
My favorite archetype. But you know I have to return to Blackwing at some point.
Definitely. I would like to normal summon Junk Synchron, and I would like to summon out a
good normal
Glow Bulb. I would like to Foolish a Dandelion to summon 2 tokens, and then I would like to Synchro off this into this to make another Formula Synchron.
Glow Bulb not managing itself is so good.
It's insane. Graceful Charity to draw 3.
That's a pretty good rip.
That is a pretty good rip. I would like to discard from my hand a Plague Spreader Zombie and a Synchron Explorer. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I would like to Synchro off my Junk Synchron and my token for Balmung.
One of the coolest looking cards still, in my opinion. It just screams edge and it looks sick.
He's so fucking cool. Like, no joke, this is one of my favorite cards in the entire game. The thing is, this is one of the pivotal pieces of this deck. This card is what allowed me to go from a 1 in 20 Quasar consistency to a near, like, 100% consistency. Because I was lacking a level 4, and I was racking my brain, like, how do I get a level 4 Synchro? There's, like, one that we have right now, it's Balmung, and there's no card. And then I scrolled through the entire set, and I noticed there's Underworlds in this. I can get Balmung from the Underworld cards. And then I can play Balmung, and I can just use Gardener, Balmung, and Formula Synchron, and make Quasar. That's when I...
And also, you can, if you have a way to constantly pop stuff, like you have 2 Balmungs, you can just keep summoning Balmungs, and
there's like an infinite with Desperate Tag, I think it is, which is every time a monster deals combat damage, you destroy it. You just do that with Balmung.
Yeah,
like 2 Balmungs in their
entire constantly swing with 2 Balmungs.
Exactly, yeah. I would like to swing for 2.1k.
Yep. I will take 2100.
And then I would like to consider my options.
You have Plague Spreader still here.
Yeah, I do in fact have Plague Spreader still. Which is pretty good. Overall, it's pretty good. I mean, I could make an 8 from this if I really want to. Do I really want to? That is kind of a good question.
Stardust is still good.
Stardust is pretty good. And Stardust also kind of prevents certain bad things from happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's big enough where it won't get run over by Gale. It's still not big enough where Gale can't run it over. Never mind. Never mind.
Good old Gale.
Well, I'm just gonna pass my turn on that. I have more than enough resources for next turn.
That's fair. You can still always just go for a6 on my turn. Brother, my draws are piss.
I feel when you have 9 consistency cards and
yeah, I mean, it feels so bad because I literally did like 10 or 11 test hands. I had one kind of dud, and every other time I was at least drawing like 7 cards a turn. And then like all right, let's now go for the proper game, and it's dog shit.
It doesn't work. Yeah, it just fucking breaks apart immediately.
Yeah.
It's
unfortunate.
Sad. Very much so. Very much so. Well.
Did you rip Pot of Greed off the top?
I did in fact rip Pot of Greed off the top. I have now used 3 Pot of Greeds in this game, fellas, and 2 Graceful Charities.
To be fair, it does make sense that the rich get richer when we have access to Graceful and Pot of Greed. So obviously, like, you drawing 2 to 3 with a single card means that you get closer to drawing the other ones.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of filthy. How inconsistent this is right now.
By the game's going right now, like, I think my best way to win this game is actually through deck out.
Honestly, I don't even disagree. I think that is legitimately your best bet. I would like to put a card from my hand to the top of the deck to special summon out a Plague Spreader Zombie.
Seems pretty good.
And then I would like to synchro off the Plague Spreader Zombie and the Balmung to special summon out a Blackwing, nothing of the Starlight. Or nothing
which gives you an additional normal. Honestly?
For a Blackwing? That would be banging.
Honestly,
but it doesn't work.
I think for this, I'll just warning this shit.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Because this thing, like, well, it doesn't do anything. It's a 2.4k beat stick that, like, burns you right now, and it's just gonna put you on a clock.
I lose so much life, and then you also, like, then have access to immediately going into a Stardust on my turn, which would be really fucking annoying, so...
Exactly. I don't think there's a world where you allow that to pass.
Yeah, it just... you're not using your normal yet, it's just, I don't like it, but...
Yeah.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, that's a pretty good normal.
That is arguably the strongest one that I could have had. I had him in my hand from previous turn anyway, so.
Yeah.
Dump Dandy to special summon 2 tokens. Make then
Black
dump
Rose,
from my
thoughts?
hand the Breed Dragon to special summon a quick draw to synchro off. Double checking.
I think I'm just dead.
Yes, I think you in fact are just dead. 4/7 to have 4,000 attack on board.
Yep. And unfortunately, my hand has the one of Sylvan Cherry. They've been here since almost the beginning in my 54 card deck. So that's awesome.
That is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that opener was not good, but hopefully we can get this. That was supposed to be a very consistent deck, a little bit more consistent in game 2. So let's go side for that. Alrighty then. Chat room. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves here. And I think opening Graceful is a pretty good starter. And we'll pitch Vayu and an MST.
Yep.
Then let's go Alert for 2 more. We'll banish Gorse.
Damn.
Let's go
Banish him.
Pot of Greed.
Yeah.
Let's go Pot of Greed.
Yeah. My guy has drawn. How many
Let's go
cards? 12
Graceful
cards?
Charity here.
Yeah, my guy has drawn 15 cards. Turn 1.
Uh,
Discard 2. Yeah.
yep. Wow, it's so hard, you know. It's. I think we'll
Reasonable.
toss that and we'll get rid of this Karma Cuts. Then let's activate a Black Whirlwind. We're gonna normal summon Bore the Spear. Bore us normal will get us a Gale to hand, which we will use to special that, and then we will synchro these two, and we will go into let's go Armor Master and sure, let's set, and I think that'll do it for me. I think, honestly, I think 1 Allure, 2 Pot of Greed, 2 Graceful Charity, I think that's like completely fair, right?
I agree. It is pretty strong. It is pretty fair. Graceful Charity.
Yep. Here we go.
Draw 3.
See, it's pretty good.
Discard 1.
I love it. It's like 7 cards in hand. I was like, God, all of these are so fucking good. I don't want to get rid of any.
Discard Junk Synchron.
Dude, your hand is good.
Is it?
Wait, what are you discarding for quick draw?
Junk Synchron.
But Graceful Charity.
I forgot to. I discarded this, but
okay.
I forgot.
I was gonna say, like, wait. The card is already good. We do not need to make it better.
I mean, +1 would be kind of okay, I think.
It sure would.
Yeah. I have to go for normal summon Mathematician.
This gets you Dandelion. Honestly, I think a Judgment in this.
Yeah.
Dandy is too scary.
Yes.
Sure thing. Draw a standby main. Well, I guess since we have 3 darks in our grave, let's go Dark Armed.
Yep.
Then overlay these 2 for Big Eye.
It's not a bad play.
We're gonna banish Gale from grave to pop quick draw. Yep. Then it's what, 53, so I need 27 more.
Correct.
Well. If it isn't Sussy Jack. We'll go for it. Let's go. Vayu and Bora for 5. And we will go for Graham.
Okay. Effect is negated, so cannot be.
Yep. If it would have been pretty nice if it wasn't, but unfortunately, we just gotta go with the world gives us. So let's go Graham for 22.
Yep.
Armor Master for 25.
Yep. And then on this one, I would like to summon out Gores, the Emissary of Darkness, and summon out a token that has 2,500 attack in defense position. And it has defense that is equal to the attack as well.
Yeah, both are 27, and it's also 7. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll go that into Gorse because it's bigger. So
Yep.
Me too. I'll set 2 more in the back row, and I will pass.
I would like to activate the effect of Plague Spreader Zombie. Placing a card from your hand to the top of the deck. Would you like to do anything about this?
I am fine with this.
Okay. I would like to summon Plague Spreader Zombie.
All right, and then I need to make sure this works. So
if it leaves the field, anywhere it goes from the field counts as leaving the field.
Cool.
So it gets banished regardless of where it goes. And if it's an inherent form of summoning, you can't use face down cards. And if it's special summon, it cannot change its position this turn.
Yeah. Token is a level 7. What 9s are there? The issue is, do you... God. Level 9. I think I fucking wish I knew what 9s there are. The summon is fine.
The summon is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
I just can't fucking remember any level 9 synchros, which is my issue.
I would like to normal summon Jeexx Synchron.
Jeexx Synchron normal. What does this get you? It's a Raikou. These make 10. This gets you a Raikou. This is your normal. I think.
Pokemon?
Yeah.
On which one? The Jeexx Synchron. If you Pokemon Jeexx Synchron, I will get to summon the card out.
I know the summon has happened. That's why I literally think
Token cannot be targeted.
yeah, I know, because it can't be set. This can still go to 12. I think this is it. We'll go chain 2, I'll compulse the token and I will set Plague Spreader.
Okay. And then summon out the only target that is legal for this.
Yep.
And then activate Foolish Burial.
Yep.
Is this okay?
I got nothing.
Okay. Then I would like to
go for Black Rose.
I think that's the only thing that I have access to here that is actually still relevant.
Yep.
Because I can't use the other line that I had for it. Although there's one line.
Are we cooking?
That is really funny.
You have a game to play around with, so go for what you. You go for what you feel is right.
It's the biggest gamba that I can make here, and it's not even guaranteed to pay off in the slightest. So it's a little like, do I go for this or do I just like play it safe here?
I mean, even Black Rose isn't safe because I have 2 back row, but
yeah, but like the other line is literally like I can hit Black Rose and I can also win more, but it doesn't work due to my current board state.
I was thinking that your other one is something that plays around the back row.
No, the other one would have been that if I had access to Plague Spreader. Neither of these play around back row.
Gotcha.
One of these is like I can either go into Black Rose immediately, or I have to activate like an additional effect myself and have to hope that it like hits a specific card that can be helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go middle Dandelion, summon 2 tokens. Is this okay?
Yep, that is fine.
Yeah, and then I have to summon out the Black Rose here. Do I have to?
You don't have to.
You
can't just sit on 4 walls, but I don't think it's necessarily very good.
Coral Dragon would be so nice here. Coral Dragon would solve this entire issue. I would get like an extra body on board. I could deal with Graham and I could just threaten shit afterwards. But no Coral Dragon. Doesn't exist. I mean, no matter if it turns out to be, if it's anything other than Solemns, it goes through, but it's 100% gonna be Solemns. And if there are Solemns, then none of the cards that I have here actually do anything. Because even the cards that I could use for something later on don't work because they don't get properly summoned because they're negated. Yeah, I do not have anything else. I just had to go for the Black Rose and you get it.
Yeah, Black Rose summon. I will use my MST to pop my other MST and then it resolves. But how can I draw all 3 MSTs? Like,
go.
It just
Blizzard.
I'm just so fucking sad at my draws, but also like I don't know. I didn't think that you would have just 1 card in hand like still alive. So I was like, I think this is the safer one, but obviously should have saved the stuff. Well, I mean,
like that's the big strength of Plant Synchro specifically because they always have ways of getting into mid-level synchros off of very few cards in hand.
Well, there are a decent amount of good draws that I can get here. I have already gone through 3 of my MSTs, so who's to say I'm not gonna draw my third Pot of Greed here? So I guess my kingdom for a Pot of Greed here.
Aries! Grant me a pot of greed and my life is yours.
Aries most definitely
Aries.
did not give me a Pot of Greed.
Grant me a pot of greed, a graceful charity, or a junk synchron, and my life is yours.
I'm gonna be so livid, man.
Wait, that's not.
Well, both of us drawing dog shit.
I put a card on the top of my deck with Plague Spreader, remember? And then I foolished. And I just drew the card that I put on the top of my deck, even though I foolished, which is funny.
That is pretty. That's pretty good. Well, which god am I praying to next? Ganesha! Grant me a blessing.
I activate Pot of Duality to check the top 3 cards of my deck to search for a pot of greed.
Man.
None
of this shit does nothing, man. Man, them nothing, man.
Bro. I do think it's funny how, like, you have no targets for Blizzard, actually. That's... Wait. Oh, yeah, because you banished them from Vayu!
You know what? It's all good, baby.
Oh, shit.
I will normal summon.
Beat downtime.
Kalo the Moon Shadow.
Yeah?
I will special summon Gale the Whirlwind.
Gale? Yeah, and make nothing to burn for 800. Oh, it's game. Is it?
1300.
It is game.
If you don't have Gores, because then I will use these two to make Notham and go Cowboy for game. But obviously it's not Cowboy. Oh.
I mean, it's better than Cowboy because it's more generic, arguably.
Yeah, it's a Cowboy that does more stuff after that, but it's like you don't hear Nothing for game. It's Cowboy for game, but yeah. At least we got a gate 3, so I guess can't be too mad about that. But bro, I am not happy with my draws.
I'm gonna side 2 cards out, and I am done siding.
Yep, I don't have much to do here anyway, myself. So we are good to go to game 3. And this is where it gets terrifying, because last time we got to go first, like that turn 1 was
Graceful Charity?
What, bro, my draws... How... I literally, usually I do like 3 or 4. Oh, God. Yeah. I think it's over. My hand is some dog ass. And, really bad game, huh? At least that's one pop.
That is quite unfortunate.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
You know,
woe is me.
Sometimes you lose games.
I'm just so mad that usually I do like 3 or 4 test hands at tops. Now I did literally over 10. Had 1 dud, and then like we go to the games and my hands are pissed.
I'm gonna.
Go a second.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna Foolish Burial. I'm going to send it to the graveyard. A Dandelion. I'm going to summon 2 tokens.
Yep.
And then I will normal summon.
Yep.
Junk Synchro.
Yep.
And I will Synchro Junk Synchron off for a Balmung Underworld Fighter.
At least we got something cool out of the episode, I guess.
And I'm going to now summon using Formula Synchron, Junk Gardener, and Underworld Fighter Balmung. Shooting Quasar Dorogo.
Yippee!
And then, because I'm gonna just go ham, I'm gonna discard my Naturia Cherries to summon out Quick Draw to summon out fucking. Well, I don't have Junk Gardener in here. Oh, it's because I just removed it. Yeah, fuck. Well, I'm just gonna then summon out this some this back, and end my turn. No cards in hand, baby. It's all yours.
Yeah, and I'm only facing down 2 bodies and 1 card that literally kills me 1 turn and also negates.
It's got
shit,
1 negate. 1 single negate, buddy.
Yeah. Let's just say that with this hand, I think that 1 negate is probably enough.
It's gonna be Raigeki. And then it's like, ah, fuck.
Well, a normal, sure.
Yep.
Go to battle phase. Swing a quick draw.
Yep.
And I will attempt to activate the effect.
I will choose to negate this because of the fact that it will suck ass if you can just guarantee Arms Master here, because Arms Master can't be negated.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, Gale Anshura does also make. Oh yeah, it also pops the card. I forgot about that. Well,
that's the point. Yeah, because if I just let that go off, you get Gale out of it. So. Battle phase. Attack.
Yep. I take 4k, and then.
Yeah. Are you gonna summon Gorse?
I would like to summon Gorse.
I will have to stop you right there.
And a token.
You must control no cards to activate and to resolve this effect.
Oh, this card is bad.
Gorse is one of those cards that you have to play around both when your opponent has it and when you don't have it. That's why I'm never afraid of Gorse if you have set spell traps. That's why I just go for game.
Well, in that case, here we need to call off the Haunted for the other one. I mean, we will attempt to call off the Haunted for.
I mean, that is fine. That is fine.
Yep.
And then I would like to swing over it.
Does protect me at least. Yep. I will still be alive.
Yep. And then I would like to set 1 card and pass.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, set a pass.
Standby main. Normal Junk Synchron.
Yep.
Special out a. That's a level 1, right? Yeah, that is level 1. Okay, I'll just summon out a Raikou and make a Armades. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step.
Yep. I will, when you go to battle phase, I will attempt to flip down your Armades.
That is okay. And then attack into this.
I will bounce it back to my hand.
The monster?
Yeah.
That. Okay.
And then you can read it. I mean, I'm dead anyway, because...
Yeah, because you can't use Gorse.
And then Gorse doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm just so fucking sad. I didn't get to do jack shit, and it wasn't this time, because, like, obviously 52 cards is not consistent, but I'm just mad that I do 10 test hands where everything flows great, and then we do the 3 games that we play properly, and all of them, my draws are just dog. So it's just unfortunate.
There's been so many instances of that
Also,
happening
the one
to
off
me as well.
Dark Arm Dragon in my opening hand once again.
Oh, and the one off Gorse, I assume?
Yep. I don't think.
Oh, that is
I genuinely
unfortunate.
don't think I have drawn as bad as I did this episode in the entire series, and I had some fucking horrible.
Considering how good your like rips are, the fact that you ripped this poorly is insane.
Yeah, I don't have many dead draws in my deck, so it's
No.
feels.
I would argue
bad.
that Gale, Book of Moon Gale compulsory, Black Whirlwind. Those are like probably your weakest single draws because they don't immediately do things on their own. But then again, Gale is also stronger than Zephyros, and I don't even know what the fuck. Crack of Dawn. What the fuck is this? Oh, I see. I've never seen this card in my life, I swear. What's it doing? Is it? No.
Oh, which one? Oh, yeah, Chris. Chris
yeah.
is mostly good because it can just be used as an extender because it can be specialed, and also it's a normal that gives you literally everything in your deck because it's 1900. It's mostly there just to extend, and in hands where I don't get tuners, which is unlikely, but sometimes comes up, like then I can use stuff like Bora or Shura with Chris to go into a rank 4. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's...
Oh, you had XYZs in here as well, I see.
Yeah, I was running a few. Those were mostly there because I had... I sometimes ran into the issues where I opened with no tuners, so...
Yeah, that makes sense. And because your deck can easily go into XYZs due to their swarming like cards being level 4s.
You'd think! You'd fucking think.
You need to actually draw into them, and that's the problem. So.
Yeah, it just... I don't know.
I think
I wouldn't even feel bad if I didn't do as many tests, because it's like obviously I'm playing 54 cards, so it's like it's bound to be inconsistent, but I don't know, the fact that I have 3 copies of Charity, 3 copies of Pot of Greed, 3 copies of Allure, 3 Whirlwind, Foolish Burial is in there, like the amount of stuff that lets me cycle through my stuff is like literally a third of my deck, and I just never see that shit. Feels pretty bad. It feels pretty bad.
Yeah, definitely got chapped in this set. I was playing 5 traps, and like I was playing no other interruption other than actually 6 traps, and then 1 Raigeki. And for game 2, I specifically sided into 2 copies of Raigeki, and I sided out of my traps to go for a more offensive line because I felt like I'm not gonna have a use for my traps, so I'm just gonna put in more cards that allow me to aggro faster on turn 2 and hopefully play through whatever like interruption you might have.
This was initially 56 cards, and I don't remember what my legacy card was that I removed, but I had one Starlight Road in the main deck literally for Black Rose that I ended up taking out. Yeah. Unfortunate.
I think out of all of the traps like that I have, for example, Starlight Road is probably the strongest if you happen to pull out a Black Rose, because I think Solemn Judgment and Solemn Warning are really good cards. Like obviously they're gonna just fuck over any card that you summon, obviously, but I think at the same time Starlight Road protects my board in a different kind of way, where that is kind of relevant due to the fact that this fucking thing is like this fucking, where is declared? Can't even find it. This fucking thing is so accessible for both of us.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't want to deal with that. I was originally thinking of playing 2 copies of Starlight Road instead of even 3, like multiple copies of Solemn Judgment or Warning, but I changed my mind. And for this game, the last game, I put in as many traps that I basically had because I felt like, well, if I'm going to go first, and if I happen to draw into a slightly dud hand where I can't get out Quasar or Junk Gardener and a Formula Synchron, I'll have Solemn set up in the background. But like when I did the test runs of this, I also ran into the thing where I didn't ever have an issue just cycling through my entire deck pretty much. But the second game and the third game were a lot more difficult because I didn't end up drawing into my draw cards. I drew Graceful and I drew Pot of Greed, and then everything after that. Actually, I didn't even draw Pot of Greed. I drew Graceful and then I drew Foolish off of the Formula Synchron.
Yeah.
But the Formula Synchron, like this fucking thing is so obnoxious because
Yeah.
even if I happen to have a bad hand, as long as I have a Dandelion, a Graceful Charity, or like even not even Dandelion, not even Graceful Charity, like a Quick Draw and a Dandelion, I have a 6 setup, and then I can also most likely get a Mathematician out because I technically have six Foolish Burials in my deck.
Yep.
And man, this fucking card is doing like it's doing overtime, like 100%. Like
It's,
my normal summons are insane in this deck.
I mean, normal that Foolish as you, as we're seeing with Armageddon Knights, and also this having floating into it just a card after it does a lot. It definitely does a lot. It's mostly I'm just sad that I didn't get any situation where like I could have done stuff with Joe, because Joe is like definitely the best thing that Blackwing's got out of this set. It basically just then means like you can actually recycle your synchros and also gives you protection as well, which is really neat for the archetype, but just couldn't get to do stuff with it, unfortunately.
I have never seen this card in my entire life.
Joe is actually like, I think even in modern Blackwing, like Joe is mostly just a one-off, but it's still a like good card because it's so easy. 7 is probably the easiest level to go into for Blackwing. I mean, I guess like the super modern one is more focused around the retrain of the
Master?
dragon, but
Black Feather Dragon.
a full armor master obviously is still really good, but it's like I don't know. I think even those were like variants sometimes run one Joe just to have it for extension later on, which is neat. Because I mean, you can just grab a full armor master with it even, which is pretty good. Because that card dealing with it once already pretty hard. So I need to, if I remember when I'm editing this, I actually need to put a stamp or something. If I remember when I'm editing this to put Clear Mind. I know it's shooting Risers, or whatever it is. It's shooting Star Dragon's theme, but when you're summoning Quasar, if I remember to, I'll put Clear Mind on the background.
Thank you.
Hopefully your speech was long enough that it at least gets to play for a little bit.
I should have done a full on. I should have just Googled the summon chant and just being giga cringe and done the whole thing. I was also expecting to lose the Quasar at some point to get out like Shooting Star. And then obviously I was expecting to lose the Shooting Star and get out a Stardust. But it did not end up happening.
Yeah, in this it's basically like after Quasar hits a field, that is like, okay, I literally just don't have enough unless I'm just ripping godlike every single turn. Or have something like triple judgment or something.
In game 2, when you set your entire back row, and like that was a big bluff, by the way. Like legitimately, I was sitting there thinking to myself, well, I have to play into it, and I don't have means of playing around Solemns because all of my cards are face down right now. All my relevant cards that I could play to actually do things like have backup lines. Like Play Spreader was such an important card in that situation to have on board. But because Plague Spreader was face down, I couldn't do Armades and then like threaten a play with like Stardust or something afterwards. But yeah, I was worried you would like just completely shit on my board by dropping a Solemn on the Black Crows and then dropping a Solemn on whatever else I had coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I had like even that game, like I had 3 warning, I had 3 judgments, so the likelihood of that happening was pretty high. But instead, I figured that I should just draw 3 MST in my first 11 cards. I think that was a better play to be making.
Honestly, like I think I would probably not run MST. Like if you don't have to, I don't see a reason to.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just, because a lot of my stuff is from the Legacy support. Obviously, there's good stuff that I can grab from the set instead as well. But it's just like the back row lineup in this set was just so insane. But like my deck was literally a clean 27, so
no, that explains it. I As I said, I decided I'm gonna think about it, and I just forfeited in the entirety of like back row in favor of single Starlight Road, multiple Solemns, and just said fuck it to compulsory, fuck it to Book of Moon. It doesn't matter. Those cards don't do anything for me that these cards don't do, and my life points don't really matter. Like sure, you have access to actual burn damage, which kind of slipped my mind for a
which
moment.
mattered
So
the one game actually, which is pretty
yeah,
funny.
which is cool because that's kind of what this card is for. It's for closing out games while also reducing your opponent's monster's attack so you can actually swing over shit.
And
And that's
getting
cool. That's
extra
rad.
normals. It is a
I
lot.
mean,
Nothing's good.
this thing is like when Sarud used to play Blackwings. Like this card was the card. Every single time he summoned this, I would probably negate this
It's
rather
very
than
good.
anything
It does a
else.
lot because it just
Yeah.
it kind of works like a Gale. And
Yeah.
that matter where you're like, you can beat over a lot of things that you wouldn't expect it to be able to, while also it just has a like multiple like pretty good effects. And obviously like it didn't matter here because like the extra normal in Blackwing doesn't usually matter, but when you have Black Whirlwing, obviously then it gets elevated to really good. But it just didn't come up
I
in
think
this one.
the extra normal is like, yeah, Black Whirlwind is probably the only time that you will really see it get much use when you have one or two of those on board. But when you do have one or
Is there a
two Black
Blizzard? Yeah.
Whirlwinds, it's like
Yeah, I mean
instant. Oh yeah,
in
Blizzard, yeah.
one of
That's
the
it.
like tests, like test sense, like I literally had Pot of Greed into Graceful into Double Whirlwind, and then what was it? My hand had Gale and oh yeah, my hand had Gale afterwards. I just normal crease. You get Gale with one of them. You get what's his face with the other one, the Bora, and then you can make two Armor Masters, or you can do other like level 7 plays. You can make even stuff like Hogjo if you want more protection or stuff like that. And then you still have one card in your hand, which I don't remember what it was, but it's just like with just couple good draws, like you can get so much. And if you don't have board, like you can also just get like just the normal, like okay, if you've lost 1,000 life points, you just die to the Blackwings by themselves.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
not saying Raigekis were also unfortunate. I think like game one, I had I want to say I had two Raigeki and one Dark Hole because Dark Hole is there to give me access to Dad, and then it was 3 Raigeki, and I think for this it was 2 Raigeki, right? Yeah, I had 2 Raigeki, but just never saw those either, unfortunately. But
yeah. I feel like both of us happen to get really shafted in terms of drawing into our nukes, I guess. Because I
yeah,
in game 2, as I said, I also put in Regekis, but I happened to see none, and that would have been an entirely different game if either of us had a single copy of Regeki in our hands.
yeah, there's a lot of just like good single cards in here, and just like
Yeah.
being able to use multiple in succession, like pot into graceful, or like you said, like if even if I only had graceful and dandelion, it's like such
Yeah.
a crazy sentence to say, like such a power duo to have, where it's just like okay, draw 3, discard 2
Summon
in
2.
quotations, but also make 2 tokens for yourself. It's just like
It's
insane.
literally +1.
Yeah,
Like at
like
that point, yeah.
you even had that one like where you had like okay, graceful, okay, I guess like discard glow up bulb on dandelion, which is like all right, well,
Yeah.
draw 3, make
Maybe
4 by synchron, and have one more token to go as well. It's like yeah, okay, I think now we're playing the video game for
I
real.
think there might be a reason why some of these cards are at 1, and some of these cards will never come out of the ban list ever again, regardless of how much they get eroded.
Yeah, yeah, but it's
Like
go
the
ahead.
only way the Dandelion could come out back off of the list is like if they make it so you can't use its tokens for anything other than like tributing for effects. Which is
Yeah.
yes, that's not happening.
Like even then it would be like fine because somebody would most definitely find an FTK with that shit.
We make it hard once per turn as well. Hard once per turn. You can't use the tokens for anything other than summoning.
And
Rooting
for
for
the
luck
rest of the
effects.
turn, your opponent takes no damage.
Yeah, no effect damage. No effect damage. There we go. Yeah, and that way we guarantee that this card is thoroughly unplayable, and we completely fucked over a really cool card that existed in the game's history. Thank you, Konami. I'm sure you would never do that, such a thing, Konami, right?
I don't know about cool card, but you know,
I think
okay.
Deadline's got plays. The actual issue
It
is if you have
definitely does. It definitely does. That is true. It most definitely does. That is
if you had one copy of it and one copy of Foolish Burial, and instead of having 3 Formula Synchron, you had one, and instead of having 3 Solemn Judgment, you had like one and one Warning, and one Raigeki. It wouldn't be that bad. And if you don't have any Graceful Charities,
yeah.
it's not that bad.
But like stuff like this is like, because obviously like stuff like this we don't come by like as often, and obviously like as we've established like even the pot of cards, like we only have a few more opportunities to see those. So like seeing this where we just get the absolute like power cards and access to multitude of them at once is pretty cool. And like, because
Yeah.
otherwise it's obviously it's these few sets and then like maybe the anniversary episodes. We'll see how we end up doing. Like, do we only do the banned cards of the past 50 episodes and that era, or do we take all of them? That's something that we still have to think about, but it's still a few months in the future, so
Yeah.
we'll worry about that closer to that. But this has been almost exactly 1 hour, so we can chat for a little bit about something before we
The
get out
deck
of
that
here.
I actually like, this deck that I was playing today,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the Banished Zone right now is pretty similar to what I originally played back when I was playing Unduel. Plant Synchro with a core similar to this,
Mm-hmm.
with like BLS for added effect to have access to OTKs using BLS. And then eventually Dandelion Noise they got banned, and Judgment was banned, and then Mathematician wasn't even out yet. But if Mathematician was out when I was playing Plant, oh my god.
Meditation for Plan Synchro is pretty good.
Yep. This entire deck, like people are still playing Plants, like as a form of deck, which is really interesting because like how the fuck is this deck alive at all? Like what the fuck have they been smoking? It's like they're still running Lone Fire because Lone Fire never got eroded, even though it's like arguably one of the strongest summon effects in the entire game.
It is kind
Like
of
if you
go ahead. Sorry.
like tribute to summon any plant from your deck is insane.
Yeah, it is just it's pretty funny how some like I mean that's kind of what how all the like crazy fire support that we have now with Snake Eyes and stuff like that came to be. Is like, okay, well, fire is kind of the worst attribute, so I guess we'll give him something. It's kind of like, well, plants are pretty bad, so they get to have some super degenerate and really good cards. Whereas if you give something like that to dragons or warriors, suddenly it's like, oh yeah, we made a horrible fucking mistake. Which is interesting
Yeah.
that like because of simple stuff like that, like you get to have these clearly standouts when it comes to like just in a vacuum power, but then when you look at the shell around it, then it's like, oh yeah, you know, I guess it makes sense, but it's still
Yeah. I
neat.
yeah, I overall think that this deck is something that a lot of people should play just because it's a cool deck. Like I've seen people comment on specifically Quasar being a bad card. Like in nowadays, yeah, obviously if you're building a deck that just makes Quasar, it sucks. Right? It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? It doesn't like you're literally opening yourself up to just get blown out like immediately.
If you
But
can make
then
Quasar, you can make a board with 17 negates. So
yeah, but back in like
my
20, 2012, 2013, summoning out a single Quasar was like, that took a lot of effort. And on top of that, this thing has a single Omni Negate? Bro, I can't play through that. What the fuck?
yeah.
I'm gonna Raigeki. Okay, I'll negate the Raigeki. Oh, actually, Raigeki wasn't even legal then. And I'm pretty sure Dark Hole wasn't legal like until. No, Dark Hole was legal in 2013 already. And then you play Dark Hole, and I go like, no. Instead, yeah, no, no. And then you play your turn, and you're like, well, I can't swing over 4,400, and I don't have battle destruction, so pass, and then I kill you.
Yeah.
Then I'll just kill you. That's how old Yu-Gi-Oh used to work, guys. Make an unbreakable board with a single Omni negate, and then you weep.
And these days it's like, oh, they only got 6 negates, bro. This shit is
Lament.
easy.
Yeah. Like I made a board that had 2 spell trap negates, 1 non-targeting pop, chain block possibilities, multiple chain block possibilities, and a monster negate pop, or monster effect pop, like negate and pop. And I got to, that's nothing. Like, bro, I have essentially 3 negates and multiple pops that I can do, and you're telling me that you can play through those
And kill
without
you on
issue
the same turn,
and kill
usually.
me, yeah, and you can give in my what the fuck?
It's a devil's game we play these
It's
days.
fucking evil, demonic in nature.
It's an evil game
Fucking
for evil people.
just like Dokapon.
That is true. But next week we have World Superstar, and I get to play. I mean, you know, at least now we've gotten the breaking out of the way like this, so I get to play everybody's favorite Galaxy Eyes pre 2019 when it's fucking terrible and so susceptible to breaks. But
Yippee.
what if you open that perfect 5 though? But what if you open that perfect hand and you just explode your opponent? That's the shit I play Galaxy Eyes for. But I just genuinely, I don't know what else there is to doing that set for me that interests me. So we're just gonna revisit World Superstar. We're gonna revisit Galaxy Eyes. The new rule is cool because it like means that every time there is like Galaxy Eyes or Galaxy or Photon, like access to the whole thingy-majingy in its entirety, but I don't think it matters before we get the actually good cards that are like Vanisher. And what else was there? I think Vanisher was definitely, I think, the turning point where it like Galaxy has properly got rogue status, and before that it was just jank.
Yeah, I think this is overall a good change for a lot of other archetypes that we have that we might have not seen again because they were like so small in a sets that they can't like be played because you can't build a deck around them in that set unless you like splash them into something. But now we have the option of also like actually building kind of a deck around a core and then building the rest from the set.
Yeah.
Or like vice versa, where we build a core from the set and then we can build a an actual archetype to support it. And I think that's good. I think that's interesting enough where this was a warranted change.
Yeah, and I think it just has longevity, and even like pretty shortly, like it'll have an impact when it comes to stuff like because Pepe, because obviously with our previous rule, it's like okay, you have Performer Pals, they're a separate thing, and Performer Mages as their own thing, which doesn't really make sense. So it's just all being like okay, now it's Performa, and that's fine. I think makes more sense, and because there are quite a few archetypes that are like that, where it's like what else was nothing. There's obviously white. I think we were talking, I don't remember if it was before I started recording or not, but like there was obviously like whites are a similar thing. And the what's the fucking Super Sentai XZ squad, Super Quant, like it's like some stuff refers to Super Quant cards instead of like Super Quantal, what I think the monsters are. So it's like it comes up pretty often, so I think it just makes sense to have it be this way instead.
Yeah, I think going forward it's gonna cause issues because, well, I'm be honest, a lot of the archetypes that we have in ArcV can be kind of crazy. It can be kind of terrifying. So
yeah, but that's all part of the game, you know. It's Duel Masters, we were still like kind of finding our footing. Then Jeexx, reliving the nostalgia trip. 5Ds, all right, now we're actually getting to use the extra deck. Then Zexal, discovering the garbage that is hat formats. And then now we get Power, and then Reigns. We'll see what happens with Reigns. I think it's fine.
Reigns fine? No, I assure you, no.
No, I mean like as things are like right now.
Oh, I see.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, I honestly I don't know what the hell else there is to really talk about, cuz I'll be honest, like, I mean, playing Sparking Zero, watching Daima, doing schoolwork, and watch the first 3 episodes of Arcane, but Jeexx hasn't seen Arcane yet, so I don't want to spoil it. So
Season
very
2.
good. It was very good. Oh yeah, season 2. Yeah,
Yeah, that's important. I'm not the anime man, guys. I've seen Arcane. Okay, okay, guys.
So
I didn't just watch the first episode and go like, yuck, I refuse to watch this thing because of my preconceived notions. Now I will be mad about it because it's League of Legends.
why is bro
Eek, eek.
catching a stray? God damn.
Fuck you, Joey.
Damn.
Fuck you.
I can't believe you would call a fellow podcast man.
I'm starting beef with Trash Taste. We're starting podcast beef with Trash Taste right now.
We're coming for your trash. Yeah, that's.
We're fucking that.
God damn it! I had a thought before that, and now I even lost that completely. Probably nothing relevant or interesting. So it's all good. Anyways, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
So guys, there's this game that I played recently. It's called Psycho Pump. It's kind of a cool video game. It's got very psychedelic like visuals. It looks. That game is kind of fucked, but it's kind of cool though. I recommend you guys check out Psycho Pump. Yep, that is all. I don't have anything really to add to that. I don't really want to say anything more about it. There's an image that I can send to Weebfox right now. That
Please don't.
that he can maybe put in the video. I think it'll encapsulate quite a bit of the game.
It took me like a second to realize, but then it's like, you know what? Yeah, this capsulates a lot of the game actually pretty well.
Yeah, from what I played on stream and on Weebfox, this encapsulates the game quite well.
It's God, it's
that game was cool.
Oh, I guess our short podcast segment will be on fucked up stuff then. So what is the
Bro's gonna look for Devilman Crybaby and be like, damn, Devilman Crybaby.
Wait, is it called Watership Down in
Oh yeah, the rabbit movie.
It's called Watership Down. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and guns.
If you haven't heard of this, good, genuinely good to keep it that way. This is the worst piece of media I have and will ever consume in my life. I don't know why. This is a rant. I'm calling on my grandma. Grandma, you're fucked in the head. For showing me my sister this. Okay, so context: my parents, me growing up, were very strict about like age ratings on stuff. And like for context, I was 1 week from turning 12 years old, and I wanted Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Okay, it might have been 1 month, but I was very close to turning 12 years old, and I had been playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. Brawl on my friend's Wii, and I had a Wii, and I was like, bro, I need this game. And my parents didn't refuse the game because Christmas was coming up, or my birthday was coming up, or anything like that. But it was, you're not 12 yet, so you're not allowed to play this game. This was after, by the way, my ass had been scarred, and my sister had been shown this before she was 8 years old, which I think was the rating for Watership Down, which, first and foremost, whoever came up with that rating, fuck you, kill yourself in Minecraft. That is so fucked up to let 80-year-olds watch shit like that. And I think I was 9 and my sister was 6 when we saw that. And genuinely the most traumatic experience I've had in my life. And I still, like, to this day, anytime I hear a mention of it, see anything about it, I do get chills. I get very nauseous. It is not a pleasant feeling. And that shit is, it's genuinely, like, it just really fucked up. It just, basically, it's showing the cruelty of nature using these cute rabbits and really gruesome imagery. And it should not be shown to kids. And this popped up in my mind because recently the, what is it, a Finnish like program, Yle, whatever we'll call it, it's a program, right? TV?
Yeah, it's like TV channel.
Yeah, TV
station.
channels. They're like basically channels 1 and 2 are run by Yle, at least when I still watch TV.
Which is general radio. Like,
yeah. Essentially, it's like the big TV program or TV channels in Finland, and they.
I think they're government owned.
Oh, sorry.
I think they're government owned because they're ran by taxes.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. And they recently announced, I don't know if they ran it yet, but that announced that they would be like showing this shit on TV, and that just dug up all my childhood trauma. And I'm just like, it's shit that should not exist. And it's just like, wait,
man,
but it's not water. Is it water? Well, it is Watership Down,
Down.
It's different Watership Down. All the world will be your enemy, prince of the 1,000 enemies, and then they catch you, they will kill you, but first they must catch you. Like, why the fuck are you saying shit like that? Okay, who the fuck made this?
I mean,
hopefully
it's like
they're not alive anymore.
I think if you took Lord of the Rings and just put Lord of the Rings in World War One and you framed everything in World War One language, it would sound kind of similar. But Tolkien could actually tell a story without being heavy-handed in his like allegories.
I don't want to even look at this. This just makes me feel fucking awful. God.
Also, the actual age rating for this movie in Finland is for 3-year-olds and for everybody nowadays.
Dude.
So it's E for everyone.
I am at 26, almost 27 years old. It's been 18 years since I've seen this shit, and it literally scarred me for a lot. Like, I'm pretty sure I'll be in my 40s, and my kid will say something about a bunny, and I will literally get, like, war flashbacks to this fucking shit. And
another funny addition, they updated the age rating in the UK in 2022 to be parental guidance required.
As they should. Honestly, I don't give dobs to the UK often, but that's the UKW. And Finland, you people need to get your act together, because what the fuck are we doing, man? Oh, but yeah, that's my daily trauma dump, I guess. That I know it's the worst thing ever to say, like, hey, by the way, I'm naming this thing, you should not watch this thing, but this is literally the equivalent of me, like, making you aware of Mario Goatsy. Like, do not look that shit up.
Why did you have to mention it? Why did you have to mention that of all things?
Because I would rather look at that for
10
hours straight. Than
yeah, okay. Guys, you go watch One Guy, One Jar. Have fun with that. Do you know what that is?
I know Two Girls, One Cup, so, you know, I don't need to...
It's a mason jar.
Awesome, man.
And it's gonna go in.
And then now we can talk about Happy Tree Friends and all these other fucking meat spins and stuff like this. Like, and then we're
baby.
Damn, kids these days are weird. That is like the shit that we...
See, the thing is, you know how Mike Tyson...
anymore?
Mike Tyson at some point said that, I think Garn quoted it, it might be wrong, that might be misattributed to who actually said it, but Garn said it in Trash Taste, and I've seen the tweet myself, but people are too comfortable. Yeah, beef is over. Yeah. No, I have no beef with Garn. No, none with Connor either, except when he's talking about video games.
Yes,
but none.
This beef is so specific, bro.
So specific.
Anyway, Kendrick, lay it on me.
But yeah, the Mike Tyson quote goes along the lines of like, people are too comfortable talking shit because they've never been
Oh,
punched in the face.
but he
So
said without getting shot. I
yeah,
actually remember that now when he said that. I
yeah,
remember, like,
yeah.
people are getting too comfortable with like saying shit without being shot, and it's like, whoa. But yeah,
But the actual quote is
but
being
no,
punched.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mike Tyson is obviously being punched in the face.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar where we experienced the internet through unfettered. Actually, I experienced the internet use through unfettered access to it, and I have paid severely for it. And I know that the children that have internet access now are weird because the shit that they have isn't as weird as the shit that we had, because the shit that we had was actually traumatizing and completely like forever altered the way that I think of the internet. I would not allow a child unfettered access to the internet. I would not allow a child on TikTok or on YouTube.
Luckily, I heard about that shit, but I was never like morbidly curious enough to go look at that stuff. Like, I never did any of the like Reddit 50/50 or shit like that. Like, bro, I was playing Sly Cooper and doing sports and playing with Yu-Gi-Oh cards with incorrect rules because I couldn't read English. Like, that's what I was doing, and I'm so thankful for my parents for that, because I never having seen Two Girls One Cup, it like I don't feel like I've missed a integral part of
No.
internet culture, and I think, in fact, I think like not seeing beheaded people or whatever there was in Reddit 50/50 is like, I think I'm very happy about that. And if I want to see the picture of 5 puppies, I can search justified
Google
puppies
it.
without having spinning a Russian roulette wheel that might shoot me in the head with a bullet. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think there's a lesson in all of this, which is uh you're better off not going online until you have a brain that isn't softly malleable. And yeah,
I also do
take
feel
care of your
like
kids.
it makes you appreciate stuff obviously a lot more, because it's not just like
Yeah.
this is the default, which is also why, like, I don't know. I don't think anyone has screen time anywhere anymore, and most definitely not the 2 hours that I
The
had,
recommended.
or like some people had like 1 hour, uh, and like most definitely not something like. But I think like some sorts of limitations are something that you should impose on your children, and they will be very thankful for them when they grow
Yeah.
up. Which
Eventually, they will hear about the horrors of the internet, and then they will realize, oh, I see. This is what my parents were like protecting me against. Ah, thank you, parents. I really appreciate what you did.
And maybe your grandma will show you some fucked up shits.
Hell, it's a
Like,
watership down, baby.
I, I genuinely, I just went to my history and I literally removed that shit. I don't want any remark. Like,
Wow.
bro, I could look at the most heinous shit on the planet. I don't care having that in my internet history, but that garbage about the rabbits, I do not want that shit plaguing my history. But yeah, I love my grandma, but
Grandma, what the fuck?
grandma, you should have at least watched it yourself before thinking that it was fine for kids barely in school. Hell, my
Definitely.
sister was not even in school. It's been definitely a consistent thing to bond over with my sister, being like, anytime there's any mention of it, we both go literally like full defense mode. It's like, do not bring that up to me. I have been in the trenches and I'm not going back in there.
You should ask your parents to watch it,
Genuinely, that's I
and then
I
they can
just
understand.
I don't think anyone should
That is
watch
fair. That is fair.
anything like that. Like, genuinely, I think it is genuinely the worst thing that mankind has ever produced when it comes to media. And
That's.
there are bad videos on YouTube.
I feel like that might be kind of hyperbolic, but
Genuinely,
yeah, I'll take your word for it.
it
I
just
think
I don't know, man. Don't
oh
watch it. Instead, you should watch the first 3 episodes of, are actually the first 6 episodes of Arcane Season 2 should be out by the
yeah,
time this comes out, right? I think those come out on
think so, yeah.
Saturday.
should be weekly 3 episodes, and regardless of when they come out, there should be 3 coming out this week.
Yeah,
So the week
so
of recording.
they should be going up Sunday evening as per usual. So if everything goes like there are 6 out of the 9 or 10 episodes that
Is
they're.
it 9? I don't know.
I'm gonna say 6 out of the 9 because 333 would just make sense. But if it's 10, then it's 10. Anyways, there should be 6 episodes of Arcane Season 2 out by the time of watching this. So I recommend, if you have time, go check those out. And also, Dragon Ball Daima has been fun. It's fun watching anime again. So
I would recommend people also go check out Dandadan. Dandadan is a anime that's currently airing. It is on Netflix, fellas. It is a paranormal action shonen. Maybe sometimes. And other times it's not.
sometimes it's weird. It's like literally all that
No,
I've
not
heard of it
sometimes.
is it's weird. But
Not sometimes weird. All the time weird.
that's awesome.
That's
But
banging.
bro, I'll be honest. I love watching stuff on Netflix, like compared to literally any other site. I don't know. It just makes stuff so easy, and it's so hard to watch stuff on other sites after
Yeah.
that.
I know
It's
what you mean. Isn't it crazy how companies happen to have like the perfect formula? Or our company happened to have the perfect formula, and then everybody started aping on it. And now watching anything on an official streaming site is hell because you need to pay like 13 euros to watch 12 episodes of a series, and then you have to cancel a subscription. So you paid like €1 per episode. Isn't that great? Isn't that fun, guys?
I do. That's a whole another can of worms for another day that would not gonna open today. But it is the whole shit about like you literally if you want to even watch the like it's not even like okay I want to see what some niche stuff. If you want to watch like most of the mainstream stuff now, like you need like 4 or 5 different streaming services, and that
Yeah.
shit is ass.
Also, if you sign up for a specific streaming service, you sell over your rights to live.
It's just like I don't know the I don't I don't I'll be honest, like I'm really lazy and pirating takes effort, so
Yeah.
that's how that's honestly
See,
the largest part why I don't care to do that. But I'll be honest, I can see why people do that shit because
I think an
it
important note
fucking
here
works.
is that even like piracy taking effort, as in people placing things in your way of pirating things, is what causes people to either not pirate and become too lazy, or go even further into it and remove like the majority of middlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that are sick and tired of like piracy sites, such as like
Okay,
you
I'm
know,
gonna blur the names out because
bling bling bling.
my
Yeah,
my
yeah.
my friend got shot on XD everything app for naming one of them, so I'm not taking any chances. So I'm gonna blur
Oh,
those out.
holy! That's gonna be the
So
first time we're gonna have bleeps in this shit, or is
well,
it?
we'll see.
No, I don't think it
I
is.
might just
Yeah,
put blanks in there,
my
but maybe
forget.
I'll figure out something funny. But yeah.
But yeah,
Anyways, go ahead.
those websites are like sometimes they're full of shit that makes it really annoying to navigate the website, like things that are in your way of navigating the website. So the people that get sick of that just decide, well, fuck it, I'll just torrent everything. And then it gets even worse at that point. Like for everybody else, it gets worse because the websites then start fucking about because they need more income and they're assholes. So they start slapping more ads on everything. Luckily, if you're a smart person, you're always using an ad block because nobody should ever use the internet without an ad block because the advertising company should go fucking kill themselves in Minecraft, in Dokapunk,
Both just for
at the same time.
oh. Dying
Yes,
in Dokapon isn't that bad. You only need 3 turns, but
true.
Minecraft, you lose all your XP, bro. That shit sucks.
Oh, true. And if you die in Dokapon, you can just pay to come back. Man, your company should go die in Minecraft. Capitalism, big B. Anyway, keep speaking of capitalism, play a video game called Resteer, guys. It just came to mind. It's a cool video game about running a shop. It's not fucked up at all. It's very cool. It's very comfy. You're just a little girl running a shop that your dad abandoned to you because he was $1 billion in debt, and you need to pay his debts off, or you get killed by an evil fairy.
You play
But it's
really positive games, huh? It's like
It's
like
actually really positive. What do you mean?
Mario Party from hell, and then just a bunch of depressing shit, bro. I'm just transforming
Bro!
into Super Saiyan over here.
Bro, I played Silent Hill 2 last Sunday. I finally finished the original, and
Yippee!
that game's happy as hell. I love the part where the where
Yeah.
yeah, the part where I was not the bad man, and then I was the bad man. That part was good, right?
Yippee! Oh.
Yippee!
Anyways, yeah, I think we're gonna get out of here, fellas. Go bully Jeexx over on his Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Jeexx, to bring back the wheel so we can see less of this weird fucked up shit and fucking budget Dragon Quest looking ass golf course looking ass game, and go back to spinning the wheel and doing some gambling, because that's what
I played Genshin Impact yesterday. What do you mean?
I saw you finally did the Fontaine story. Yippee!
Hell, yippee! Woohoo!
Anyways, the people want the wheel, and
the person wants the wheel. Nobody else wants the wheel.
Literally, the people. I will report your stream for heinous crimes, and they will come through.
I don't. Will come true, or will come through.
That is up to your interpretation. No. They will come.
They will come.
Anyways, fuck. I need to actually remember to do edits. Anyways, none of that matters, because we're gonna get copyright claim for using Clearmind anyway, and you will never see this episode. So, if you saw this episode, hey, that's pretty epic. Tell us your favorite M&M color. Yeah.
Not flavor.
That is the sentence that came into my mind and came out of my mouth. So yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's cool. Shout outs to Oni for being a recent watcher and commenter of the series. I see you, Oni.
Wait, what? Holy, where?
That's pretty cool. I see y'all into comments, although there are like obviously so many of you, so it's basically a full-time job.
It's really hard to keep track.
Yeah, it's a full-time job for me keeping up with all the comments, frankly. But
sorry, guys.
I'm trying my hardest. But yeah, we'll get out of here. Watch Arcane. Tell us out of your friends, which M&M color are you? And yeah, bro, this is a travesty.
You good?
Yeah,
this is a travesty.
This is
nah.
Also, shout out MK Leo, because I was watching the Throne sets earlier, and his set in Winners with Spargo was one of the best ultimate sets I've seen in a long while. So that's cool. Good to see the go back in form. But now I will stop recording, because otherwise we will be here talking about nonsense.
We need an actual outro.
The outro. No. The outro is me saying thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. So have a good one, y'all, and peace. And then some like dun 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 dun.